So let's talk about the process of learning something new. As we learn, we quickly adopt to the new normal. Psychologists call this automaticity. It is how we consciously go from doing something to doing something unconsciously. This is why we forget many, if not all, of our gains. Many of our gains become unconscious habits or actions. If we don't record these gains, we forget them. We forget how far we've come. This is why recording your gains is essential to your happiness, your joy, your pride, your confidence, your enthusiasm, your motivation, and these feelings expand and accelerate as you do this every day. Let's talk about the learning model, the Conscious Competence Learning Model. It explains the process of learning in 4 stages. This could also be called the process of automaticity. William Howell created this process, and Bob Proctor talked about this process in many of his courses. So let's just look at the 4 stages right now. Stage 1 is unconscious incompetence. Stage 2 is conscious incompetence. Stage 3 is conscious competence. And the 4th stage is unconscious competence. When you learn something new, like a new skill, you start off by really not being very good. Then over time, you keep working on it and you get better and better. Your competence grows. So let's talk about stage 1, unconscious incompetence. You don't know how to do something and you don't recognize your ignorance. When you embark on something new, you don't know what you don't know. You're not even sure what you need to learn or what areas need to improve. As you can imagine, this can end up to be quite dangerous because you're not even aware. You can't identify what you need to work on. The first step to moving out of this stage is to realize and acknowledge that there are many areas that you don't know. Let's move on to stage 2, which is conscious incompetence. You don't know how to do something, but you see your ignorance and lack of skill, and you see the value of gaining some knowledge. You know that you need to work on certain areas, and you've also identified gaps in knowledge and skills that you need to develop. It's crucial to keep making mistakes at this stage so that you can keep learning and getting better and better. It's possible that you even lose some confidence that you initially had because you're starting to see how much you don't know. At this stage, you might also realize that you need to make a choice, whether to continue bridging the gap on your skills, or to accept that gap altogether and live with it. Next is stage 3, conscious competence. You now know a lot on this subject, and you can reliably perform the task. However, you have to concentrate while doing it. It does not come naturally to you, and you have to focus when you're doing it. At this stage, you need to be determined and consistent in your learning. Okay, stage 4 is unconscious competence. You've practiced and performed this task so much that it's become natural. It's become a second nature. You can now perform this task unconsciously and effortlessly, even while doing or thinking about something else. You have put so much time and effort that your skills are embedded in your DNA and they've become muscle memory. Therefore, you have a boost in confidence, and you're likely even to teach others what you know so they can level up to your level. What's important is that you understand the stages that you've gone through, because they'll go through those same stages. They won't be exactly where you are right now. They're going to have to go through all those stages too. So that will make you easier to empathize with them, be supportive of them, and encouraging. Remember, our confidence falls and grows as we gain new skills. It's a constant process. Becoming great at something does take time. Managing our expectations through this process is important, and it is important to know that there are 4 stages. A tendency is that we get frustrated and maybe even angry at ourselves when we start something new and we don't know how to do something. However, if we know the 4 stages that we have to go through, then we're more patient and we put in the time. There's always gaps in our knowledge. And over time, as we practice, we get better and better and better. And those gaps decrease more and more. My goal is always to get to the conscious competence stage. And then I continue practicing, and then it becomes unconscious. And then it will become automatic for me. I can do other things and I don't have to focus on that anymore. So I know now, just keep on working, because it is going to become unconscious for me, or as we talked about, automaticity. I'm looking for automaticity. Because of the 4 stages of learning, we forget many of our gains. They have become unconscious habits or actions. If we don't record them, we forget how far we've come. We have adapted to our new normalcy or automaticity. This is why recording our gains is so important. It is essential to our happiness, our joy, our confidence, our enthusiasm, our motivation, and our pride. And these feelings always expand and accelerate as we do this practice every day. So record your gains every single day, and your life will change.